What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we're taking a look at the Bitcoin price on the weekly. We're going to take a look at the macro to see where we could potentially bounce some very strong support levels here, looking at the weekly chart. We're also taking a look at Bitcoin in the immediate short term on the 4 hourly, on the 1 hourly chart, because it's not looking good. I'm going to show you the resistance that we need to break, which is the 52, 53K levels, so we can start becoming bullish. But in the immediate short term, it is looking pretty bearish for Bitcoin, guys. So we're going to analyze the situation. We also take a look at the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin, looking pretty bullish, and I'll explain why. Also taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance, looking to break this major 40% support level. Will it be broken in the next coming days, or are we going to get a massive bounce? This is the thing that we're going to analyze today. And also Chainlink is looking pretty bullish, if you ask me. I do hold 30% of my portfolio on Chainlink. Former Google CEO is now a strategic advisor for Chainlink Labs, so there is some things going on Chainlink. We're going to take a look at the macro chart here for Chainlink, and I'm going to explain you why, how we could potentially bottom out in the next coming weeks and have an explosive few months for Chainlink, first and second quarter of 2022. So make sure to stay tuned. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. New to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Daily TA on Bitcoin crypto. I also do live streams to connect with the community. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't buy or sell anything that I say. Now, zooming in here on the BTC chart, this is the weekly, okay? And I'm going to talk about the bullish case scenario where we could find very strong support levels by looking at this indicator. This is only one of the only indicators that I use, one of my favorites, which is the VPVR, to find out where most of the volume has been traded, to find good, strong support and resistance levels. Now, in the case of Bitcoin right now, it is above this peak over here and this one right over here. It is underneath this one, so this is going to be an insane resistance. This is in between the $54,000 and the $58,000. We are going to find some resistance because of this volume traded around this range. Now, also here we can see that just around about the $46,000 and $47,000 is where we do have very, very strong support. As you can see, we are actually bouncing from this level here from last week, and this week we did come all the way down to 41K levels, came straight back up. We are currently getting supported on the weekly because of this massive volume profile. Now, what is the major support that we got beneath these levels? Strongest support level that we do have, and this has been mentioned also on live streams and other videos, is the 41K level range. This is where we have this massive mountain, as you can see, and the top of this mountain, if I get a box and extend it here to the very end, we can clearly see that the BTC price has got major support and resistance from this level. We got resistance right over here. This was in January when BTC went all the way up to 42K levels and then had that correction. What else have we got right over here? We've got, once we broke it, it turned again into resistance right over here, trading at just $41,000. Remember, back in the summer, we broke it, bounced nicely as support. What has happened just a few days ago? We came all the way here, bounced straight back up to trade, in between that 48, 49K levels that we are right now. What could happen in the next coming days and weeks? We could still have that kind of bearish momentum to the downside, but we need a huge amount of volume of selling pressure to the downside to break the 40K levels, okay? It is a very, very, very strong support area, and I believe so just by looking at this chart over here, this descending or symmetrical triangle, okay? In this case, it would be more of a descending triangle. We broke the resistance here from the lower highs, and this is on the weekly. I am connecting the opens and the closes of the weekly chart here, as you can see, and now we are getting bounced from this level, okay? We are currently getting supported. So, the most bullish case scenario would be having a little bit of downside action here and finally getting a massive bounce from these levels and continue to the upside. Now, if we do break a kind of a symmetrical or a descending triangle, we know that the measured move is getting the back, okay, of this descending triangle. And from the breakout, this should take us all the way to these levels. In this case, it would be round about the $75,000, $76,000 range, okay, if we do take the projection here on the weekly of this potential move. Okay, so this is something that we need to analyze in the next coming weeks, because if we start breaking major support levels and closing weekly candles right over here below the $42,000 range, okay, well below this major resistance, it is not going to be looking in. It looks like that BTC is going to get back inside of this symmetrical triangle, descending triangle, sorry, and then continue to the downside. We might be coming all the way down to the 30K levels, and we do not want to see this for BTC. Let's see in the next coming weeks if we are going to get supported from this range, and then it's going to be looking pretty good. Now let's analyze the BTC price on the 4 hourly, because the 4 hourly and the hourly is looking pretty bearish. Remember, we had this massive uptrend, okay, looking at the 4 hourly, broke below it. Dead cat bounce scenario looks like it is playing out. So in the immediate short term, yes, we could go to the downside. Looking at the weekly, it's still looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Looking at the short term, it is not looking good, guys. Zooming in here on the 4 hourly, you know that we do have a very strong resistance at the 53, 54K range, okay? We got 50, well, in between 52 and 54, okay? It is a pretty wide range because we got this resistance that we created back in September, okay? The highs, and we've also got the uptrend like I showed you, okay? So as you can see right over here, we got the box, okay, extended here from the highs, and we got the higher lows, major support level that is going to be strong resistance. Now, we didn't manage even to hit the $52,000. We're currently getting resistance right over there. So it looks like that this bearish case scenario is going to play out, where we are going to come back down and retest that 46K range, okay? Plus minus $1,000, could be 45, could be 44, it could be just 47. But around this area is going to be retested by the looks of things, okay? Looking at the technicals in the immediate short term, remember we've broken major structure here on the 4 hourly. The volume to the downside is absolutely insane, okay? We know that, you know, the bears are absolutely in control in the immediate short term, okay? We cannot deny this. And this retracement that we are having, the bulls are not showing any interest. We're not showing any volume, okay? No spikes in volume here to the upside, where we can see the bulls trying to fight and get above this major resistance. So what is the most likely scenario in the immediate short term? That the bears are going to continue this downtrend, at least to retest, you know, potentially that 46K levels, at least the 1 hourly close, or you can the 4 hourly close, sorry, we can take a look at the 1 hourly. 1 hourly closes here is all the way down to the low 46K levels. So it would make sense that the bulls might want to attempt to hit those levels in the immediate short term in the coming days, okay? Now, if we do break this level over here, which is the 48.5K, and let me just zoom in here better on the 1 hourly. Let's take a look at the immediate short term. As you can see, we do have a lot of resistance here that we did get we will continue to the downside. We managed to break above it, got a bounce. This is one bounce over here, but we do see that this is a major support level, currently just about getting supported. In my opinion, I think it will get broken to the downside. We are creating lower highs right now. This is very, very likely that the momentum to the downside is going to continue, okay? Looking at the immediate short term, volume is disappearing. So yeah, all the probabilities are showing that we should come to lower level looking at the immediate short term here for BTC. Could we get another rebound here? Yes, of course we can. But remember, 42, 43K levels is a super, super strong resistance. This is the moment where we're potentially going to get rejected if this happens, all right? So this is what I got for the immediate short term. Remember, for experienced traders on Bybit, my favorite swing trading platform, you get up to $600 worth of bonus by using my link in the description. For PrimeXBT, my favorite day trading platform, you get 25% discount by using Bitcoinsensus 50 as a promotion code. Now, there will be better bonuses in the future. If you use my link in the description, you will be eligible for those bonuses. Let's take a look at the total crypto market capitalization excluding Bitcoin. This is altcoins, all altcoins, and this is on the weekly. It wasn't looking good for a few days, but looking at the weekly chart, it doesn't look too bad at all. Remember, we do have, I've talked this about this on the live stream, where we do have the weekly close here just at the $1.31 trillion here, and the open also at $1.31 trillion. So that is definitely going to be a major weekly support level. We're currently getting wicks just below the $131 trillion, currently trading above 131 trillion, so it's not looking too bad here looking at the weekly. Okay, we do have very strong support levels. We could see a little bit of more wicks, but when I see these wicks, this makes me extremely bullish. Look at the wicks right over here. We do have wicks over here on the weekly. This means there is buying pressure, there is demand by looking at the weekly. Okay, so overall, next coming weeks is going to be looking good. Short-term volatility to the downside, yes, it still could happen, but the next coming weeks, I am going to say that it looks pretty bullish by looking at the total crypto market cap. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, because the Bitcoin dominance is retesting for the fourth time the low 40% levels. All right, if we do manage to break this in the next coming weeks, it's going to be extremely good for altcoins. All right, this means that Bitcoin dominance is going to go from 40% even to the low 30s or even below 30% levels. That this means 10% of the liquidity from Bitcoin is going to move into altcoins. So we should see Ethereum and a lot of the layer ones and a lot of the altcoins exploding, especially the good projects. But in the immediate short term, maybe in next week, and then between this week and next week, we could see a bounce here on the Bitcoin dominance. Remember, it is the third attempt here hitting the 40% levels. We could get another bounce here for the next couple of weeks and then come back down and potentially break it. Okay, I do not see the Bitcoin dominance breaking this resistance from the lower highs. I think altcoins do have another big chance here for the rest of the coming months. So the Bitcoin dominance overall, Bitcoin looking bearish on the Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at Chainlink, guys, because I want to explain something here on Chainlink that is looking pretty good. I have been invested in Chainlink since 2019. Right over here, I started to accumulate Chainlink at $1.60, okay, right over here in 2019. And just by looking at the macro, this is only a 4-year chart, not even a 4-year chart. So this is an absolute beast. Nothing, it doesn't look like that Chainlink wants to stop anytime soon, as you can see. So I know Chainlink is boring sometimes, and I know a lot of people get fearful, but look at Chainlink over here since 2018, where we have created double bottoms every single time before breaking the highs. Okay, so we got the high right over here on Chainlink. We have a double bottom right over here, and then finally, after several months, okay, this is not a couple of weeks, this is several months, from this bottom and this other bottom, there is, let me tell you here on weeks, 26 weeks, okay? 26 weeks here, as you can see, before actually pumping to the upside. Now, what happened afterwards? We broke the all-time high, right? What happens after breaking all-time high, going a little bit parabolic? You do have that correction. What kind of correction this was? This was a double bottom right over here, but because we had the black swan event here, we created a kind of a double top, came back down, retested the lows, so we created a triple bottom in this case for Chainlink before actually breaking the highs, as you can see. So every time before we break the highs, we create a double, triple bottom, break the highs. What happens here when you go parabolic? You break the highs, you create here another double bottom, and this is only on the weekly. You can see a massive wick here coming down to retest the low $8 levels. In this case, it was $8. So we do have a small double bottom over here before breaking the highs. What happens afterwards? We break the highs. What is happening right now for Chainlink? We had that massive May sell-off coming all the way down to the $14 range. Now, just a few days ago, Chainlink was trading at just above $15. So you could potentially say on the weekly, this is almost a double bottom. This is why we could see a little bit of more volatility to the downside in the next coming weeks. So what I'm expecting here for Chainlink, all right, just by looking at this kind of price movement that Chainlink has, is one bottom over here, and then now we are creating the second potential bottom in the coming weeks, okay? And the next coming months are going to be looking very, very bullish. I am talking about first and second quarter. Maybe only be first, maybe it be part of second quarter, I don't know, but in between first and second quarter, everything points out that it should be looking pretty bullish here for Chainlink. Okay, so and I just wanted to show you how you know, in between the first one, okay, first double bottom and the second double bottom, it was 26, 27 weeks here. This one right over here to the third bottom was about 7 weeks also. This one was a little bit shorter. This one was about 15 weeks, 14, 15 weeks. But from this bottom over here to this one, it's only been 22 weeks, all right? So it looks like that we still could have another couple of weeks before we actually potentially bottom out and have that run up, okay? So this is just a little bit of hopium for Chainlink holders. I am a massive Chainlink holder, and by looking at this macro chart, it looks like that this kind of scenario is also going to play out for Chainlink. All right, guys, this is going to be it for today's episode. Make sure to check out Bitcoinsensus website, the latest news and technical analysis. We've got bullish analysis, bearish analysis. If you haven't checked out my Bybit and Prime XBT tutorial, the videos on the screen now. Thank you, guys, and I will see you later.